Assalamualaikum and hi. So my name is Ahmad Nabil bin JAPARUDDIN and my student number is 2025-117-051. So today I will be presenting about AGR 499, which is I will talk about the plant organ. So starting off with, what is a plant? So plant is a living thing that grows on earth, within water, or also on other plants. It usually has a stem, leaves, roots, and flowers, and it also produces seeds. So basic plant morphology consists of a root system and also shoot system, and it is also containing stems, leaves, and also flowers. So now I'm going to talk about the root system. It has three, which is taproot system, adventitious root system, and also fibrous root system. So for the taproot system, for the origin, it arises directly from the radicle, which is the embryonic root within a seed. For the structure, it has one main central root, and it is called the taproot, that grows vertically downward. For the branches, it gives rise to lateral, which is secondary, and also tertiary roots. So the function of it penetrates deep into the soil to absorb water and minerals from deeper layers. So it is common in most dicotyledonous plants like carrots, beans, mango, and also dandelions. For example, in a carrot, the thick root you eat is the taproot. So for the second one it is fibrous root system. So the origin of fibrous root system is also starts from the radicle, but the primary root is short-lived. So for the structure of the fibrous root system is the radicles dies early, and a large number of thin thread-like roots grow from the base of the stem. So the appearances, these roots form a dense network spreading out close to the soil surface. And then the function is excellent for preventing soil erosion and absorbing nutrients from the topsoil. And then it is common in most monocotyledonous plants like rice, like wheat, maize, and also like grasses. For example, in grass, you'll notice a bunch of fine roots all spreading from the stem base. This is a fibrous root system. And then the last one is the adventitious root system. So for adventitious root system, the origin does not arise from the radicle but from other parts of the plant, such as the stem, leaves, or nodes. The structure of the roots it appears in unusual places depending on environmental conditions or plant needs. And then for the function, it is for support, storage, or additional water nutrient absorption. And it is most common in many plant types including bananas, sugarcane, and also money plants. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is the root function. So for the anchorage, the roots hold the plant firmly in the ground, helping it stay upright and also stable. This will prevent the plant from being blown away by wind or washed away by water. The second one is absorption of water and also nutrients. The roots absorb water and dissolve minerals from the soil. For this are essential for photosynthesis and the overall growth of the plant. And then is for the storage of food. So some roots store extra food, mainly in the form of starch. Examples include carrots, sweet potatoes, and beets. And then it is for transport. So roots transport water and nutrients from the soil to the stem and leaves through the xylem tissue. And then it is for hormone production. So roots produce plants hormones like cytokinins and gibberellins that regulate growth and development. So let me tell you about the function of leaves. So for the first one is photosynthesis. So this is the main function of leaves. They use sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the roots to make food, which is glucose for the plant. This process takes place in the green pigment called chlorophyll. The second one is gas exchange. The leaves take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen through small pores called stomata. This is essential for photosynthesis and for respiration. The next one is transpiration. It leaves loose water vapor through the stomata in a process called transpiration. This will help cool the plant and also pull the water up from the roots. And the next function is for storage in some plants. Some leaves store food and water, such as in onions or succulents like aloe vera. And the next functions is protection or defense. So, in certain plants, leaves are modified into spines, like in cacti, to protect against herbivores or to reduce water loss. So for the next one is I'm going to talk about the stem functions and also the stem anatomy. So the first functions of stem is to support. The stem hold up the leaves, flowers and fruits, positioning them so that they can get enough sunlight for leaves and help in reproduction. It is for flowers and fruits. The second one is transport. So the stem acts like a pipeline. It carries water and minerals from the roots to the leaves through xylem tissue. The next one is it transports food. It's like glucose. So it made in the leaves to the other part of the plant through phloem tissue. The next one is storage. So some stems store food and water. For example, sugarcane stores sugar in its stem and cacti store water. And the next function is growth. The stem contains growing tissues that help the plant increase in height and produce new branches, leaves, and flowers. And the last function for stem is photosynthesis. It occurs in some plants. So in plants with green stems like herbs or cacti, the stem can also carry out photosynthesis. Then the next one is anatomy of the stem. So secondary growth is the formation of the secondary tissues from lateral meristems. It increases the diameter of the stem. So in woody plants, secondary tissues constitute the bulk of the plant. They take part in providing protection, support, and conduction of water and nutrients. So secondary tissues are formed by two types of lateral meristem, vascular cambium and cork cambium. Vascular cambium produces secondary vascular tissues, while cork cambium forms peridium. And the secondary growth occurs dicots, such as trees and also shrubs. So for now, I'm going to explain further about the seeds function. So for the first one is reproduction. So the seeds are the primary means by which flowering plants reproduce. So they carry the genetic material from the parent plant and give rise to new individuals, ensuring the survival of the species. The second seed's function is germination and growth. So the seeds contain an embryo that, under the right conditions, water, oxygen, and suitable temperature, germinates and grows into a new plant. So the seeds provides the initial nutrients needed for this early stage of growth. And the next one is protection of the embryo. So the outer covering of the seed, called the seed coat, protects the embryo from physical damage, dehydration, and disease until conditions are favorable and for germination. And the next one is dispersal. So the seeds are adapted for dispersal to different locations through wind, water, animals, or mechanical means. This helps reduce competition among plants and allows them to colonize new areas. And the last one is dormancy. So for seeds can remain dormant for extended periods, allowing them to survive harsh conditions. This dormancy ensures that germination occurs only when environmental conditions are suitable. So for the last thing, I'm going to discuss about the seed structure. So the first seed structure is the seed coat, which is testa. So the function is, it is the tough outer covering that protects the seed from physical damage, water loss, and also diseases. Sometimes it includes an inner layer called the tegmen. The second layer is embryo. So this is the baby plant that will grow into a new plant. So it has three key parts. The first part is radicle. It is the part that will become the root. The next part is plumule, the part that becomes the shoot, stem, and leaves. And then it is the cotyledon, also called seed leaves. They store food or help absorb nutrients for the growing embryo. The third one is endosperm in some seeds, a tissue that provides store food like starch, oils, proteins for the embryo. So in some seed like maize, the endosperm remains and nourishes the embryo. In other like beans, the cotyledons absorb the endosperm and will also store the food. So there are three types of seeds based on cotyledons. So the first one is monocotyledon, which is monocot also. It has one cotyledon, such as maize or rice. The second is the dicotyledon. It is dicot. It has two cotyledons, which is like bean or pea. So for the conclusion of my presentation, so the plant body is made up of different organs, including roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, and also seeds. So each organ has a specific function that helps the plant grow, survive, and also reproduce. So together, these organs work as a system to support the life of the plant, and showing how every part plays an important role in its development and also maintaining overall health. Thank you so much.